What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I go by J2A TV, and I'm just so excited. I was literally just having a breakdance session in my crib by myself just because, I mean, my God, this looks amazing. This looks so tough, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God!
Netflix just dropped a couple hours ago, I think 3 or 4 hours ago, the second trailer for the live action Avatar The Last Airbender series. Basically today what we're gonna be going through is just kind of a live breakdown and reaction of what I think of the second trailer. Smash the like button and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. But y'all, I can't even tell you how excited I am. Like, my inner child of when I was watching this back when I was 8 and 9 years old is reawakened. I kind of went through and watched one time through already as a fan. The second time I watched through just to, you know, kind of get some critiques and point things out. Then I did that a third time. And now I'll be going through the fourth time here with you guys.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4 M's in my bank account. Yeah.
Without further ado, let's fire this thing up and go frame by frame. I mean, wow, amazing. Like, as you guys can see, just stopping in here, if you look in the background, I mean, man, these ships look identical to the ones that you kind of see in the show. Like, they have that kind of that multi-stacked layer in the background with the lights coming off and those thick, very authentic, thick plumes of black smoke that get referenced multiple times throughout the animated series. And the ships, the graphics, the water, the sky, I mean, everything looks incredible. Again, pausing it here, Appa looks amazing and not that garbage freaking swamp monster thing that we got in the movie that shall not be named. But I mean, just looking at the scenics, guys, like, this looks so real. Like, this looks amazing. Shout out to Netflix, man. Y'all knew what we wanted and what we expected, and they've answered the call. They dumped a ton of money into this, and you can tell, like, just look at these graphics, like these trees, everything looks amazing. Appa's flight looks, you know, very real, not super simulated. Kind of here in this next shot, something that was confirmed is that they are going to show the Fire Nation attacking and committing genocide on, you know, kind of the air temples, and that's not something that they actually physically showed in the cartoon, but they did allude to it on several different occasions. And I think that, like we saw in the first trailer, we're kind of seeing that again here. If you just slow it down and kind of pause it, you can see airbenders kind of floating in and battling against the Fire Nation army here. Just pausing it here, I don't know who specifically this could be. This definitely, you know, is someone important that the creators of the series decided to show. It's probably, if I had to take a guess, Firelord Sozin or something like that. Like, he's kind of one of the only, like, ones with the super long beard. The fire looks incredible here, kind of just like a very big ball of fire. And like, if you look very closely, you can kind of see like those kind of sparks and things coming off, like very realistic to an actual flame and not just like sort of this like flowy ball of fire thing that we saw in the previous Avatar The Last Airbender movie. We get this super big beam of light that kind of blasts into the sky when Katara and Sokka first finds Aang. And you know what? I wasn't super sold on Katara's casting for this character, but after watching the trailer a couple times through, I actually really like it. Like, we'll come to see later in this trailer breakdown too, but even Sokka, like, he's super into character, and I think that they, based off of what I can tell from this, like, they're playing into it super well. Something that's super important to Avatar, and just something that I think kind of gets lost in translation a lot of times between cartoon and live action, is the colors, and I think that they got that right. Like, if you look at the kind of the beam, and like this shot here of Katara, like, just laying down on the ground, like, that thick hue of like light blue just looks absolutely amazing. And again, can't say enough about the graphics department and the amount of money that Netflix poured into the show to do it right for us fans. Then we get the Sokka shot, and again here, like, the super glow of Aang. Man, look at that Fire Nation. And then stopping it here, like, again, look at the garments and kind of the background. Like, we see that higher up thing with the fire coming out, kind of looks like a fireplace. You see that here in the background. And that right there is Firelord Ozai with, I can't really easily identify who these other people are in this shot, but if I had to guess, they're probably other high-ranking government officials or war generals or something. Right here, we get this shot of this girl here shooting an arrow. I initially thought that this was Longshot from Jet's crew because we do see Jet later in the trailer. But after looking into it a little bit more and doing some research, I actually found that Prince Ozai actually hired a Yuyan archer named Vachir to track down and kill Ikem, who was the former lover of Princess Ursa, having heard of the group's great skill in archery. So maybe they're gonna show a little bit more of the Ozai-Ursa interaction and kind of like that whole thing that they really didn't show at all in the animated series. And that would actually be really interesting and add a lot to the story. And, you know, considering that they're putting Azula, confirmed to have Azula a lot more in season 1 than she even ever appeared in the animated series, that could alter the storyline, and, you know, even different interactions that Ozai and Zuko have, or just Zuko's character arc in general, could be entirely different, or, you know, have some major changes from the cartoon. So I thought this was something that a lot of people might glance over and, you know, just kind of chop up to some random character or just random cool shot. But I think that that's something really important to note and something to pay attention to moving forward. And here we kind of see the ostrich horses that we see a lot in regards to the Earth Kingdom kind of people. Zuko wrote on one of them in the episode Zuko Alone. My best guess with this shot here is it would be the aftermath of the Fire Nation's attack on the Northern Water Tribe, you know, kind of where Aang went Avatar State and General Zhao dies and that whole thing. Like, this is probably a shot from the aftermath of that. We get a really nice shot here of Sokka and Katara, and again, like, the costume design and the graphics are amazing. Like, I really like how they stuck with kind of the traditional look of these characters and the super bright colors. It looks amazing. Sokka looks very much like Sokka from the actual animated series, which is awesome. We get this shot of all of them riding on Appa going towards what looks like Kyoshi Island. Again, can't say enough about the graphics. Looks amazing. I must say, wasn't super pleased with this shot here. I like how they're paying homage to what was an original shot of Aang messing around on the air scooter, but the graphics for the air scooter here don't look the best. Like, it kind of looks kind of clunky, but again, I don't know how you would realistically show a ball of air. Like, you can't see air actually in person. So I thought it was really interesting and unique how they kind of had the dust get sucked into the air spiral to kind of give you the visual of being able to see it. But I don't know, there's just something about that bright blue color in the cartoon that just gives it its traditional flair, and which I realize again is something that's not realistic, but it just looks so damn good. But yeah, here, really creative workaround, but just doesn't look as good to me. Here, really awesome. We get Sokka in character, and Sokka again playing such in character. Really dope to see that he's sticking to the traditional Sokka that we all know and love from the series, and being the kind of sarcasm, jokey guy, and it seems like he's gonna play into that role very well. Iroh looks amazing, like so cool how they really got his look kind of down. He just looks like that, like, you know, uncle that you can confide in and will be there. I don't know why. It's something about the beard. They just did him right. They did a lot of these characters right. You know, you got Zuko talking about honor. His character, like, looks absolutely amazing. The shot here of the Fire Nation outfits, they went a little bit less red in that costume design, but I still think it looks fine. We get Zuko's Agni Kai. Like, the fact that they actually probably gonna have a scene where they show that whole thing, that's gonna be awesome. And I'm very interested to see what that looks like on screen. But again, the firebending looks really good and organic. So this right here is awesome, and she actually looks amazing and true to character from the animated series. Here we get an image of June with her Shirshu, and the Shirshu also looks incredible. That's gonna be a really dope thing that they add in terms of keeping the same from the animated series to the live action. June was actually a really cool character, and I wish they did more with her and the Shirshu in Avatar. Obviously, it was cool how they used the Shirshu to track Aang down and basically realize that he's not on the same dimension when he kind of disappeared right before fighting Ozai at the end of the series. But you know, it seems like if they're showing her in the trailer, maybe, like, I don't know if this was just a nice little nod to fans to let us know that they included that, or if she's gonna have a bigger role in the series. Like, we'll have to see. But one of my favorite characters, and I really kind of perked up when I saw this when I watched it for the first time. The Shirshu looks amazing too. Probably the best graphics of between Momo and Appa are the only other kind of animal characters we see, and I think that the Shirshu has the best graphics for sure. Here we get a nice image of Heibai, and the graphics for Heibai look incredible. Oh, here we get like some scenes with the Kyoshi warriors kind of fighting on, this is probably like when they were telling Aang and everyone to kind of escape and held them off by themselves on the island. This is probably that episode. So here, this shot probably went over a lot of people's heads, but looking really closely, you see Aang on his glider, but then you see also another glider, and which that is probably Tio, who was the Mechanist's son, and ended up giving Aang his new glider after his original one broke. That's really awesome that they're gonna show the scene of kind of when Aang and everyone goes to the Northern Air Temple and kind of realizes that the Mechanist is there, and they're, you know, basically industrializing the whole thing and kind of ruin it all. I really like that episode as a fan, and obviously it leads into deeper kind of plot things later on in the series, as like how the Fire Nation gets their gliders and kind of the corruption and evil overall of everything that goes into the Fire Nation's takeover. But really nice nod that they put this here in the trailer. Here we get to see Zuko with his blue mask, and it's dope that they're going to show the episode where Zuko essentially tries to free Aang so that he can still have the chance to capture him himself and regain his honor. But then Aang kind of escapes and then saves Zuko's life, because if Zuko were to be taken back to the Fire Nation after this amount of treason, he probably would have been executed. Then we get some really dope looking airbending here from Aang. Here we get to see Bumi. Now Bumi does look a little bit interesting, but I mean, you have to remember he's 112 years old. So this probably is what a realistic 112-year-old looking jacked earthbending dude would look like in real life. So I'm gonna have to give it a pass. Here we see some boomerang action from Sokka, good to see. And then here we get kind of our first look of waterbending, and also she freezes it and turns it to ice. And it looks absolutely amazing, super fluid. This is exactly what you wanna see from waterbending, or at least what I wanted to see from waterbending in this series. It looks great. Here we get a quick look at Jet. Great to see Jet in the series. It looks like they tried to keep him exactly pretty much traditional to what he looked like in the cartoon as far as his outfit and his swords. And to end it all off, some little levitation off the ground. Avatar State Aang action. Looks amazing, guys. Again, this is just a quick little run through and reaction video of some of the things that I saw. If I missed anything from the trailer, please let me know. But guys, we're getting so much closer to February 22nd with the official release. You know I'm gonna bring so much content. As always, guys, please smash the subscribe button if you guys are interested in any TV media, Avatar, or other anime content. Please check out these other videos down below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Until the next one, JToy TV out.